There are some proposed tax changes for the election that are going to impact on property investors. I'm Sam Keats from Keats Accounting, and this week's tax tip is about the election and some proposed changes that are going to impact on property investors. I want to start this off by saying, although I'm talking about election policies and potentially change of governments and those sorts of things, that I am actually still not even decided myself who I'm going to vote for. So please don't think that I am promoting one particular party's policies over the other. The purpose of this week's chat is really just to talk about some proposed changes in tax policy that may come about as a result of the election, so that everybody can be fully informed about what's going to happen. So last week I spoke to you about negative gearing and how that works for particularly for a lot of our clients, for property investors. One of the flagged changes that may happen after the election is that there may be a limitation placed on negative gearing. So what that means is, if you have a rental property and you look at the rental that you're receiving and then you add up all of the costs, so the interest on the mortgage, the council rates, the water rates, all of those sorts of things, for many people just the interest itself is higher than the rent that they're receiving. People still go through with these investments even though it's costing them money each week, because in the long term the property is going to grow in value, there's going to be a capital gain, and that's how they're going to make their money. It's a long-term investment rather than a short-term. So one of the proposed changes that could happen if we have a change within the federal government is that negative gearing is going to be removed. So where those costs for running your rental property are more than the rent, you will no longer be able to claim a loss from the property against your other income. So it's going to remove the tax benefits associated with those year-to-year costs where you are putting your hand in your pocket to top up the loan. So tax planning point for our clients is that if you are considering buying an investment property in the near future, or entering into some other form of investment where the costs in the short term may be more than the income, you might want to look at bringing those forward, because at the moment you can claim a deduction for the loss on those investments from year to year. However, if there's a law change, that negative gearing will no longer be available. So you're going to lose the tax benefits associated with your investment. Now, we are being told that there will be grandfathering in place. So that means that if you were to go and buy an investment property now and negative gearing is still permitted under the legislation, that the change in legislation shouldn't impact on you. It will only be for properties purchased after the date that the change is announced. So again, if you have property investment or other forms of investment on your radar, really good idea to look at bringing those timelines forward and seeing how it fits within your current cash flow position. By all means, give us a call and have a chat. One of the other changes that's going to impact on property investors is a proposal to reduce the capital gains tax reduction. So at the moment, if you own an asset, you have it for more than 12 months and 2 days, and you sell it and you make a profit, you get to keep half of that profit tax-free. There's a limit being placed on that, which is proposed in the change of government's legislation, and that would reduce that to 25%. So again, I guess it's an incentive to bring forward any purchases and start talking to your trusted advisors to see if it's something that you can make work for you. We won't really know for sure until the legislation's announced. We will try and keep you updated as much as we can. There is an awful lot of proposed changes going on. So if you have any questions, please stay informed and give us a call if there's anything we can help with. See you next week.